So going on to the next slide, we will cover these briefly, and perhaps in the year to come, there will be certain Learn Lives that can address these aspects in more depth. But today, the course and the webinar aims to help you, first of all, understand what do we mean by workplace disputes? Is there a legal context? Is it more general? Where do we go when we want to see what basic rights there are in the UK and in the EU, especially as a manager? What do you need to know about these? Also understand what grievance procedures are, what disciplinary procedures are. Where do the lines between legal obligations and best practices meet or diverge? Also very important for UK purposes to understand the role of ACAS, which is a body that specifically deals with workplace disputes in various contexts. What is the utility of using ACAS in the disputes with early conciliation and beyond? And also, how do we deal with EU level employment protections, and how do these compare also with and intersect with the UK rules? We'll get an insight into the use of the tool of mediation as an internal form of resolution, and specifically we'll see how to use that specifically for workplace disputes, not generally. Then understand when the dispute might escalate, and look at really briefly employment tribunals, what their structure, timeline, costs, and outcomes could potentially be. And then, of course, something a bit more hands-on, we'll have a look at some key lessons learned from case law and be in a position to also have some practical tips, especially if you are in either side, but especially for managers, for record keeping, communication, and also escalation. But this can go both ways for both the employee and the person handling the dispute in the workplace through their managerial position. And finally, final tip of when to seek legal advice, because obviously today we're just getting some insight into the basics around workplace disputes. We'll see certain thresholds, some red flags, and also some preventative measures. So how to create this proactive culture to minimize such disputes, which is key.